All right, so in this video, and I'm pretty proud of this title today, how to turn your $10,000 a month done for you writing business into a 10 to 20K a month coaching offer that scales with 5 hours per day, no sales calls required. So this is my first whiteboard video and it's just for the intro. So I need you guys to focus today because we've got a lot to cover. So if you're a ghostwriter or copywriter, then give me 30 minutes and I'll show you how to go from trading your time for money to making 10 to 20K a month without sales calls and without working more than 5 hours a day as the title promises. So in this video, you're also going to step to this side. You'll discover how to build a business around your life and not your life around your business, why most coaching offers fail, and the 4 simple things that I figured out that make any coaching offer sell without sales calls. Next, you'll learn how to package your expertise into a leveraged done with you offer that scales without proportionate hours required. And what this does is this removes the work money link that society has been conditioned to believe, we need to work more hours to earn more money. That's not true. More leverage creates more money, not hours worked. How to ditch bull ache done for you clients who talk down to you and instead attract clients who treat you and your time like royalty. Because these clients come pre-sold, ready to buy, and they respect you. It's a lot easier to close them. It's a lot easier to sell to them because they're already sold. You don't have to do all the verbal jujitsu on the sales calls with these people like you do cold prospects or big done for you clients that have just met you. And then finally, how to get paid thousands for your ideas and what you know, not for your time. And I've underlined not for your time. The cool part, if it wasn't cool enough already, is we do all this without sales calls, without cold DMs, without having to build an agency, without managing a team, and without needing a big audience. I monetized my audience with a coaching offer when I had around 1,000 followers on Twitter. So if you can do it with 1,000 followers, what do you think you can do with 2,000, 3,000, 4,000? This thing just gets bigger and bigger as it goes. But the skill and the ability to monetize a small audience is not just something that scales long term, but you can start making this kind of money with a small audience. I'm going to show you today some examples how. So, I'm coming to the wrong side here. This is where I want to be. The reason we can do all this without all these things that we don't want is because you'll learn how to package your expertise into an offer that scales independent of time/hours worked. Independent of time/hours worked. Using the same 4-step framework that makes any coaching offer sell even when you're not there. And this is the same process that took me from, me and countless others, from a 5 to 10K a month freelance writer, copywriter, stuck working 80-hour weeks, to a 10 to 20K a month consultant, coach, without sales calls and with a blank calendar. And finally, with 90 to 95% profit margins, which is pretty cool and something you don't get when you scale an agency or even when you have to start hiring people to help you out. So if you're interested in that, stick around for this video because I'm about to explain how we do it. All right, here we are. So how to turn your 10K a month done for you writing business into a 10 to 20K a month coaching offer that scales with 5 hours a day, no sales calls required. So I started this off with a picture of this chap. His name is Archimedes, and he had a famous quote where he said, "Give me a lever and a place to stand, and I will move the earth." And the reason why I started with this is because really what this is about leverage. What you're going to learn today, what I'm going to share with you, is really about adding leverage to your business, working less and earning more. And what a coaching offer is it's leverage. It's this fulcrum, it's this lever, and this is success. And if you want to move something bigger, you need more leverage. If you want to make more money, you need more leverage. That's what a coaching offer offers you. So, start off, who am I? So my name is Dan West. I found this picture of me and I superimposed my head on it. You can tell by the tattoos it's me. But yeah, this is why I built a coaching offer. So I could surf more, so I could enjoy my life more, and so that I could spend more time working on the things that matter most to me, like my health, like my life's work, and yeah, my relationships, the things that really make life worth living. Like I said at the beginning of the video, I believe that we should be building a business around our life and not our life around our business. So I build I have my entire work life arranged around this activity. So I'm a consultant and part-time, I say part-time copywriter, because I now just take projects when I want them, big projects, which is leverage, who helps writers like you add 10 to 20K a month, teaching people what they know, with done-with-you offers that scale with 5 hours a day. So I like to keep my work day to a minimum. I like high-impact work. I don't want to be working all the time. I don't want to be writing all the time. I just want to write when I feel like it, for myself, mainly. I've helped over 70 clients with their offers and generated over $500,000 in client and personal results. Maybe you're next. Let's see. So first of all, who is this for? So this is for ghostwriters and copywriters with an audience. I'm going to say around 2,000 plus. Ghostwriters and copywriters making $10,000 a month or more with their service, but can feel the income ceiling and they don't want to build an agency. And finally, freedom seekers who want to turn their knowledge into something that scales without having to put proportionate hours in it to grow. Because the reality is that your dream isn't to scale an agency. Your dream is to get paid for being yourself. And if it isn't, I wonder why. This isn't for you, if that's the case. So here's the problem. So done for you service work isn't freedom. It's a well-paid job. So you quit your 48-hour 9 to 5 with a steady salary for an 80-hour job, 80-hour-a-week job with the same hourly rate. You break it down. So the problem is that you're still trading time for money. But here's why that really stings. You probably are seeing a lot of people you know who are getting insane results for the work they're doing, pushing out numbers without any additional fulfillment their end. And they're doing it with info. Meanwhile, you're stuck working more to make more. So you know you're leaving thousands on the table, especially if you have an audience or a small audience. There's probably people messaging you. There's probably people in your DMs asking you questions. And you know, hey, how do I serve these people? Like, I don't have enough time. Like, how do I do it? And that's what really leads us to the crux of this. It's you don't know how to package your expertise into an offer that can serve those people, an offer that gets results for your clients, scales without you having to do more work, and means that you can get paid for your ideas and not your time. So that's the real problem. Your skills are there, your expertise are undeniable, you just don't know how to package it. So most ghostwriters and freelancers that I speak to, they hit an income ceiling of around 10 to 15K a month. Now, a lot of them can push on as freelancers to 20K, but it's painful and it means living at your laptop. So the only way to scale that long term is to raise your prices, which means you're going to be competing with people with lower rates. And it's quite a commoditized offer. Like ghostwriting, copywriting, it's commoditized. A lot of people doing it. So raising prices, is that going to be good business? Maybe if you've got the authority, but if that's not your dream, why would you do it? You're probably going to price yourself out. The next way is to hire a team and go for the full agency model. But as we stated, if you're still watching this, you don't want to scale an agency. You want freedom. You want leverage. Or take on more clients, which means more delivery time for you, which is really the whole cycle we're trying to get out of. So if you're a freelancer in that position, the future looks bleak. Because most freelancers end up stuck in a never-ending management cycle, managing clients who treat them like a second-class citizen, maybe managing writers or team members who can't do the work as good as you can, or at scale, managing setters and closers who can't sell as well as you and who don't really care. Like, you're the business owner. You care. They don't. They just want to get a paycheck, really, until they maybe start their own thing or whatever. So where this leads isn't a fun, creative business for you, which if you're a creator and you're someone that enjoys making content, that's why you got into this job. It's purely a machine that requires you to manage more than you create. That's if you scale it. And that's not leverage. That's not freedom. That's actually a prison. So let's talk about the costs of scaling a done-for-you service. I personally don't think they're pretty. First of all, high-maintenance clients talk down to you. Next is hopping on sales calls with cold prospects who you constantly need to sell, and it's draining. I've been there. Your personal brand takes a back seat. You're basically now building other people's brands or making money for other people. It's not your own way. It's not for your own personal benefit. You've got limited upside. So they keep the upside and you get paid maybe a $2,000 a month retainer. That's a good client. Your health suffers because you're glued to a screen all day. This is a big reason why I got out of this. And the increased delivery time means you can't focus on what really matters, building leverage, making a greater impact, reducing your workday down to create a lifestyle you actually dreamed of. And meanwhile, and this is the key pain here, is you see a lot of people, they're getting insane results for the work that they're doing. The numbers they're putting out are huge. And you know that their fulfillment time is a fraction of what yours is. And you know they're doing this within info. You know how lucrative info can be. So if you have an audience like most ghostwriters do, you know you're leaving thousands on the table. And the problem isn't that you don't know how to close deals. The problem isn't that you don't know how to set appointments. The problem isn't that you don't know how to write. The problem is you don't know how to package your expertise into an offer. Ask me how I know. How do I know? Because I was there myself. I was in done-for-you work for about 5 years. But deep down, I always wanted to teach. And one day, a friend of mine asked me what I'd do if money was no object. And I told him, I still remember where I was. I was in Australia. I was in a share house with two entrepreneur friends. And I said, I'd be a teacher. But teachers don't get paid much. And that's when it hit me. I realized that the guys who were making millions weren't making millions from done-for-you services like ghostwriting. They were making their millions coaching writing. You've got Dakota Robertson, who's a friend of mine. He made his first million coaching, or he made 7 figures a year. He was coaching. You have Dickie Bush and Cole. They were in done-for-you services for a long time. They launched Ship for Ship 30. Now they're millionaires. Dan Coe, who was a big inspiration for a lot of people in the Twitter space, he had a private community and offers, which he sold, teaching people how to write. And for me, a light bulb went off. I didn't need more clients. That was just a treadmill that never ends. I actually needed a leveraged offer that scaled without me, that earned my money, even when I wasn't there, without a team and without ads. And an offer where people can pay me for my ideas, not my time, where they pay me for access. But I had to figure out how to package it. And one of the fears I had was, what if I put an offer out and it fails? And so really, I realized I was like, to transition from done for you to done with you, I had to understand how to craft offers. I still remember being super anxious about crafting my offer and wondering, how am I going to like structure it? Like, how do I write it? Like, how do I make sure it's not too long, not too short? Like, how do I make sure people want it? Like, basically communicate value. And in short, if you want to transition from done for you to done with you, you have to move from being sales heavy, which is cold DMs, cold email, sales calls, appointment setting, to marketing heavy. So now you need to be upskilling and getting good at offers. You need to get good at writing emails. You need to get good at content. You need to get good at your messaging to the market, and attracting an audience of people that want to buy from you. Not just pushing out content for the sake of it, like attracting the right people. So sales is like one-to-one. It's not scalable. And even if you hire a team, those team members are still one-to-one with people. So like sales is a one-to-one thing, but marketing is sales one-to-many, and it's very scalable. And I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, well, I know how to market, I don't do this, and I do marketing for the people, but how do you market yourself? How do you market your own offer? Well, the good news is that it's actually simple, but most people massively overcomplicate it. And the reason why I know is because I overcomplicated it. And that's why most offers fail. And a lot of people, they just pack it all up and they go back to done for you. They're like, oh, it's easier. I don't want to sell to, I don't want to sell to clients. I don't want to sell to customers. I want to stay with B2B because, it's safer and all that. And I get it, but that's why people go back. And they never scale. Or they build the agency they never wanted to build, or they never build, and they just stay a freelancer making maximum 10K, maybe maximum 20K a month, when they could be doing so much more with the skills they have. So here's what I figured out. Most offers don't work, and these are coaching offers and offers in general. Like, this can be done for you, do it yourself, done with you. The first thing is that they're vague. So some people say, well, I'll help you grow your business, or I'll help you become more masculine, or I'll help you lose weight. And it's like, okay, let's get a bit more specific here. Like, if you're going to help me grow my business, grow it how? By when? How long is it going to take? People need to know what they're getting in, and what they're getting, and when they'll get it. Sounds so simple, but a good example would be, I'll help you book 7 sales calls in 7 days. A bad example is get more booked calls. Like, you need to get specific. So the solution here is get specific. Think about numbers. Think about appealing to logic with offers more than you're appealing to sort of like high level ideas. That's your content. You really want to be talking numbers, letting people save face when they tell their spouse, oh, he's going to help me get more book calls. What? Like, that sounds vague. Oh, he's going to help me book 7 sales calls in 7 days. It's a lot more specific. So think numbers, and that is really the promise and the time frame. So that's the first thing you need. You need a promise and a time frame for your offer. Book 7 sales calls in 7 days, promise, and time frame, specific as well. The next problem is that they're generic, so they're highly commoditized. So everyone offers coaching or consulting. Everyone wants to be one. Few people make it. Why do people succeed? Well, they have something that makes the offer different. And this is what I found, you need a unique mechanism. You need a named system that they can't get anywhere else, not just a DM strategy or sales help. You need something like, there's a dating offer I've seen, which is called the language of women. Mine is the proximity tower. Install the proximity tower. You can't get that anywhere else. NEPQ by Jeremy Miner. These are mechanisms that you can't get anywhere else. Even if it consists of things that's fairly similar in the market, or it's been stolen, it's like, at the end of the day, it needs to be packaged up in a different way. It needs a mechanism. You need a mechanism that is unique. And most people, you might be thinking, oh, well, what people will buy just for a unique mechanism? I made it up. Yeah, but if you've got real results with it, it's not made up. It's a real thing. It gets results. So you need a name for that. You need a name for that mechanism, and you need a mechanism full stop. And the chances are right now, if you're watching this, you're like, I'm not sure if I have a system or a mechanism. I can guarantee if you hit 10K a month as a writer, if you've hit 10K a month in anything, you have a mechanism. You have a system for getting results. You just need to go and reverse engineer how you get results and that's your mechanism, and then give it a cool name that people will remember. Next, people hide the price. So people ask how much, and this friction often kills the sale. So you don't want them to ask. You want to put the price in the offer. You want it to be clear, simple, no surprises. You can go weekly pricing. You can go monthly pricing. You can go paid in full. You can go pay on results. Whatever. I haven't seen it, but you could go daily pricing. I haven't seen that done much, but $1 a day, something like that. It needs a price. And then finally, the offer has no urgency. It doesn't give people a reason to act now. So people will, even if people want something, they'd rather put things off. It's just like ripping off a Band-Aid. Paying the money is often like ripping off a Band-Aid for many people. And so people will say, I'll think about it, and they disappear. If you give them a reason to act now, it gets people off the fence. It's urgency and scarcity. You probably know exactly what it is. I'm talking to you now. If you're in this game, you know what it is. It always works, especially if exclusively or only if it's real. It needs to be real. So even just limiting the spots, the price going up, some kind of deadline. Like for me, I'll say, look, there's 10 spots only and we're closing on Monday. Often with my low ticket offer, I've said, yeah, like this price is $47 for the next 2 people, and then it doubles. And guess what? People flood my inbox. Yeah, I want it before it doubles. They want to get in. It's a reason to act now. And once I fixed these 4 things, yeah, my offers really started selling. So I literally solved my own problem, which initially was how to grow on Twitter and X, which was my first offer, and I sold the solution. And I offered it via a simple email. It was just via text, and it worked. It's literally all you need. So yeah, I went from a writer to a writing consultant. So this is what happened when I made the switch. So at first, when I launched my offer, because I told you I needed to know how to package it, I learned how to package it. First, the results were slow, but then I launched my first coaching offer to a tiny email list. There was I launched it for $899 for 4 calls. And to my surprise, someone actually bought it. And then I posted about it on X and got another client. And that was $899 again. And the guy only turned up to 1 call. So in a week, I'd made more than $1,500 for 5 hours of my time, which ended up being $300 an hour. Massive boost in hourly rate. So because I had some momentum, I decided to launch my first community. That brought in $7,000 for 10 weeks of group coaching. That was 24 hours of work in total. And that's half the average work week for the whole thing. And I made $7,000. I made $7,000 for 24 hours of work, give or take. And yeah, 7K. So I was like, wow. So then I launched my second group coaching offer, which made 12 grand in a single weekend. And I just had 4,000 followers at that point. At this point, 7K, I had about 1,500 followers on Twitter. This is proof that you don't need a big audience. So this is where things got interesting. So obviously I was getting results and my clients were getting some results, but I wasn't really, I wasn't sure who I was attracting at the time. And it was when I got a DM from a copywriter named Connor. And his problem was that he knew his stuff and he'd made like a lot of money for his clients, but he couldn't figure out how to package it into a scalable offer. So that's when I helped him package up his expertise. He went from 0 to, that was another Connor. This guy went from, just want to be clear, just want to be honest here, that was a different Connor, that was a different client. He went from 0 to 8K a month in 4 months. And now, well, actually, I've got to remove this. That was a different Connor. He's not a writer. Now he's partnered with a creator, and now they're doing like 10K a month. And that's just, and he had less than 1,000 followers. He had 900 followers when we started working together. So like, it's not like some crazy result, but it just goes to show you, like, 900 followers. I had 4K. He had 900, and he was making 8K a month with his writing skills. And then I helped my girlfriend, is actually technically ex-girlfriend, let's put that in, who was a ghostwriter. I helped her launch her first group coaching offer, and she started making 3K a month with less than 1,000 followers. Her account got banned, and she somehow, we just made her offer good. She had an email list. Boom, 3K a month. That happened in 3 weeks. She started making that. And the cool thing as well is I helped a client, another guy called Connor. I helped him install this exact model. He's actually not a writer. I'll be honest. He's not a writer, but he's a freelancer. So Connor was a freelancer, creative freelancer in the make money online space. He had an audience. I installed the exact system that I'm about to run you through, and he went from 0 to 13K MRR in 4 months. Now he's making up to $45,000 a week. So there's two Connors. This Connor is, I'm not going to reveal his surname, but with the system that I'm helping people with. So I know this has helped writers and this has helped freelancers get out of that done for you grind. So it's all the same story. And with my ex, but these, let's just be more general here. They all knew how to write. They didn't know how to package it all into a leveraged offer. So let's get down to it. So how to stop getting paid for your time and start getting paid for being yourself. So here's how we do it. This is my system. This is my mechanism. It's called the proximity tower. And how it's basically how it runs is it's based off access. So levels of access equals level of income, or levels of access equals how much people pay. So people pay more money for more access. So if this is you at the top of the tower, people have to come in through the bottom. And if they want to join you, they've got to pay to go up the levels. That's how it works. So here's my system broken down, just so you know exactly how I help people package up their expertise into an offer and scale it to 10 to 20K a month. So you'll get, and there's one thing I forgot, my own results. So I figured this all out through myself. And I know I included those offers earlier, but I took this all the way to 15K a month without ever having without perfecting my system. So this was before I even perfected the system. I was at 15K a month. And now I have the full system and it's super scalable. So first of all, you'll get an offer so clear, or you need an offer so clear that someone's spouse could explain it. And I package this into a simple Google Doc that converts without sales calls. So your offer combines what you do, which is the practical side, with who you are, which is your personality and who you are, to position you as the only solution your audience needs. So it's no longer custom work for everyone. It's a repeatable system that scales. So by the end of 4 weeks, and this is how I work with my clients, your expertise is packaged into an offer so clear, repeatable, and scalable that people can go and tell their wife about it. And the wife goes, yeah, that sounds good, because they understand it. Otherwise, if the wife doesn't understand it, you're not going to be able to buy it. People need to save face. Your ICP will be dialed in with unique market positioning that cuts through the crap. There's so much crap out there. It's positioning and having a clear message that really enables you to cut through the noise and actually get straight to the people you're trying to attract. You'll have your next 3 paying clients, all without sales calls, and a custom roadmap to hit 10K months. And most importantly, you should be at 3K a month by the end of 4 weeks. So this way you stop trading time for money and start getting paid for your ideas with the offer. Step 2 is we turn those viewers in your audience into super fans who pay, disciples. So I help people install what I call the magnetic client attraction method. And this is a simple way to share your journey and share your ideas that turns casual viewers into people truly invested in you. So your biggest future clients are already watching you. They're already in your audience. And I'll show you how to attract them. That's what you need. You need a system to attract them. And this grows an audience of people who actually care, which creates more leads, which lets you charge higher prices, because as demand goes up, price needs to go up. So this works even with a small audience. So by the end of week 10, you'll have content that makes people feel connected to your story so that they actually look at you as the only option, like they only have eyes for you. Everyday moments turned into content people actually want to follow because people need to follow a journey. Up to 16 email subscribers a day if you get the right content. Like, this is something that I've been able to perfect. The ability to charge higher prices because people are invested in you. They've only got eyes for you. Like, they'll go the extra mile for you. They'll pay more for you. And access to a supportive community for feedback, so you never get stuck. And this is where you stop watching other people win and hit 10K a month without the proportionate level of work required to scale an agency or scale your freelancing business. Because now you're getting leads from your content, you're converting them in with an offer that scales. So if step 1 is about the offer, step 2 is about leads. Good quality leads, high quality leads that pay more. And finally, step 3 is something I call the sprint funnel. So your core offer is now scaling. And at this point, we install a low ticket monetization tier to make sure you're not leaving money on the table. So we do this with what I call a sprint funnel. This is basically a low ticket offer that turns leads into customers and customers into clients. So yes, you really get paid to acquire clients with this. So how it works is you deliver insane value in the form of a sprint. And this funnel does all the selling for you, which means you can upsell 20 to 30% of those customers into clients who pay 2 to 3 times more without having to do any extra work. They're already sold. Because a person who paid you once is more likely to keep paying you because they're in motion and they're committed. So this is why people upsell themselves. It's a great system. So you build it once with the first group or with people, and then you can sell it unlimited times. Keep bringing people through it. So the formula would be new clients plus existing clients paying more equals exponential growth without proportionate hours. So this system scales you to the next level, taking you to 10 to 20K a month profit because we're upselling all of those clients. Plus we've got our current clients. So by the end of week 12, you'll have a consistent 10 to 20K a month business. You'll have 90 to 95% profit margins with no team required. Systems working for you even when you're not there. And then it really is your choice. Do you want to scale higher and take, do you want to scale higher? Or do you want to take a step back and enjoy your 10 to 20K a month freedom business? It's really up to you. But this is where you build something that scales without the proportionate time. So you can do it all in 5 hours a day, no sales calls. So let's put this in a nutshell. So phase 1 is about packaging your expertise into a Google Doc offer that prints money without sales calls, but monetizes the current audience you've got in a way that scales. Phase 2 is about activating your magnetic client attraction system so that clients chase you and not the other way around. People come to you pre-sold with open wallets. And phase 3 is about scaling to 10 to 20K a month with the proximity tower, with the sprint funnel, which is a tier of your proximity tower, without all the proportionate work, so that you can scale with just 5 hours a day. Because each tier of your tower has a price tag on it, and a proportionate amount of work is only required to serve each tier. So if tier 1 takes 1 hour a week to serve, it doesn't take any more time than that. It's like it takes you 2-3 hours a week for that tier. It takes you 5 hours a week for that tier. It takes you 6 hours a week for that tier. And like, what you do is you have these tiers which take the same amount of time per week to fulfill on, and you can keep adding clients into each tier. So if tier 1 takes 5 hours a week to fulfill, if tier 2, which is, let's say, your community, takes 7 hours a week to fulfill, if your inner circle takes 3 hours a week to fulfill, and then your one-to-one takes 8 hours a week to fulfill, stack that up, that ends up being around, 30 hours a week. Divide that by 7, it's 5 hours a day max. So the question is, are you ready to build your 10 to 20K a month consulting business? Your done with you business. Or a better way to put it, are ready to turn your expertise into a 10 to 20K a month done with you business? Because now you know why most offers fail. You could go and figure this out yourself. You could try to identify one problem, build your mechanism, price it, create urgency. But the thing is, most people do get stuck. And they can't see their own blind spots. They overcomplicate it. They second guess themselves. And that's where I come in. So it was 16 weeks, but I'm making it less scary. So in 12 weeks, I will personally help you package your expertise using the 4 things we spoke about, validate it with your next 3 paying clients, scale it to 10 to 20K a month without the proportionate work. If you want my help doing this, here's what I want you to do next. Simply send start to this email address, danwest@danwest.world. And I'll attach the doc below so you can copy and paste it if you want. Then you basically get an enrollment link from me. We will book your one-to-one strategy call and let's package your expertise and get you your next 3 paying clients in 30 days. Sound pretty good? That is my offer to you. And as it's November, it's the last week in November, we've got a special Black Friday deal going on. So you might want to jump on this ASAP. If it's not Black Friday week, don't worry. Still hit me up and I'll be able to help you out or at least point you in the right direction. So I'll attach this doc down below if you want to go through this and sort of like have a little look at it and find this email and copy and paste it if you don't want to go and do it yourself. I also have an email list, which you might be interested in joining. So all the links you need are down below. And yeah, so if you aren't interested in this, you can always just go and see what's going on in my email list. But that's it. That is everything. That's how you turn your done with you writing business into a 10 to 20K a month coaching offer that scales with just 5 hours a day. Cool. Don't forget to like and subscribe. If you are interested in me helping you out, send start to danwest@danwestworld, and I will see you in the next one.